Hey, welcome to day 3 of our 10-day relationship transformation. Today we are talking about self-compassion. This is one of my favorite tools and I am kind of obsessed with it. It's made such a big difference in my life, and we're going to move through a very specific practice to help you connect with and honor some parts of you that could use some self-compassion. Before we get to that, I want to talk about why this is such a powerful tool and some of the ways to think about this in the greater context of this challenge. So on day 1, we talked about acceptance and desire and how it's okay to fully, radically accept where you are right now and what your starting point is, and to hold a desire, even a longing for something more, something bigger, maybe a way to find greater meaning in your relationship. And that doesn't mean that you then have to dismiss what you currently have as bad, wrong, not enough, but that you simply allow that you can love and accept what you have and also hold space for what is to come. Then day 2 was talking about how to embrace conflict as a magical, adventurous, wonderful ingredient that can bring profound depth and power into your relationship. So those videos are also available, and I would love for you to watch those, go through this whole series. It doesn't have to be in order, but if you do want to do it that way, I think it could be really helpful. So now we're getting into day 3, self-compassion. So from that radical acceptance that we talked about on day 1, self-compassion goes a step beyond that, where you move from accepting what is to really showing yourself a deep sense of love, compassion, care, warmth, bringing all of that internally. So you can practice self-compassion to your entire being. You can practice it to one of your internal parts, and that's something we'll move into with our practice. But I also want to talk about self-compassion for your younger self, and even more broadly, all of the selves that have shown up in this particular relationship in your life up to this moment. So often, we look back at our past self, at situations, decisions, places where we feel like we could have done better. And we blame ourselves, we wish that we could go back and fix it. And instead, it's actually a profound internal shift to start bringing compassion to the version of you that was in that situation and the version of you that made that decision. There were so many factors going into it. All of these influences, all of your fears, all of your protectors, different parts of you that were probably really activated and did the best that they could with all of the resources that they had at the time. So of course, now that you know exactly how that situation turned out, you could go back and give that version of you some advice, some illumination. And it's possible that there were people around you who had those ideas and those perspectives that they wanted to share with you. And so we can really kick ourselves like, oh, no, I should have listened. Like, they were right. But the truth is that we make the decisions that we need to make in the moment. We take the paths that will bring us the greatest growth if we choose to listen. So instead of saying, oh man, I should have known, I can't believe I did that, instead, you can actually take time to be with that part of yourself and simply acknowledge, hey, I know this was a tough situation. I know that you were really trying and you were really overwhelmed and this was super hard. Thank you for doing what you did so that you could get me here and so that I could learn everything that I needed to learn to be my best self in this moment in my life. So that is one way that you can work with self-compassion. And we're just going to take a moment to move into a practice, just a meditative moment for a couple of minutes. So I would like you to close your eyes, go within, and tune in to the part of you that is most scared of this relationship becoming more distant, more painful, or more challenging. Just notice, where do you feel that part in your body? That part that is scared of losing what you have. The part that is just terrified of what could go wrong. And you might even want to visualize this specific part of you sitting across from you. Maybe you're having tea together, just being together. And you could imagine placing a hand on the heart of this part of you and showing them deep compassion and care. Letting this part know that you wish them deep happiness, you wish them deep joy, you wish them deep love and peace. And just stay with that for a few breaths, or as long as you want. You can even pause the video if you would like. And then when you feel ready, turn to the part of you that is most scared of this relationship becoming even more phenomenal, sustainable, joyful. The part that is terrified of the incredible potential that's here in this relationship. What is it like to be with that part? And again, you can simply sit together, be in each other's company, and notice what comes up. And again, place your hand on their heart and send compassion into this being, into this part of you. Staying with that for a few breaths. And now I want you to imagine being with both of these parts simultaneously. The part that is completely overwhelmed and gripped with fear around what could go wrong in this relationship, all of the worst case scenarios. And the part that holds incredible fear for everything that could go right, everything that could be beautiful. And simply hold hands with both of these parts, sending compassion, love, care, and warmth to both of them together, letting them know you're here, you see them, you value them, and you wish them peace. So thank you so much for taking this time to be with this practice, to experiment with self-compassion, with embracing conflict, with acceptance, desire, all of these things. There's so much magic in this 10-day series that we're doing together, and it's really just the tip of the iceberg. I wanted to show you how you can create profound transformation in your own life just by showing up consistently. You have the capacity to have the most vibrant, magical, incredible life that you dream of, that you want. You can deepen your relationships, you can show up more authentically and fully, and you can simply tap into your radiance and let that come forward wherever you are, whenever you are meeting new people or coming into a new experience. That can just be a part of it. Your big magic, depth, joy, it's all accessible, and you already have so much of what you need. What I do is help give you a container, help give you space for that exploration. And we're actually doing that right now in our 6-month Vibrant Vulnerability program. And I am just so honored to be able to share this experience with wonderful people like you who have huge dreams, a huge capacity for love, vulnerability, and care, and want to lean into that and want to have guidance and connection and just to love the process and to learn how to be with your fears. So the doors are actually still open, but only until March 18th, which is next week, Friday, March 18th, 2022. So if you are listening and we're still in that window when you can register, then please check out the link below and come and join us, because it is truly a container of unconditional acceptance, care, support, and I know that if you're being called to join this container with us, then you're going to have an absolutely unforgettable experience. I actually give the guarantee you will fall in love with your life or get your money back. So that is what we're doing right now. And if you're listening and it's later on and you've already missed the window, don't worry. The doors will open every 6 months. So this September, they'll open again, and we would love to have you join us for the next round if you missed this one. Again, thank you so much. I would love to hear how your journey is going. If you've been showing up and doing day 1, day 2, day 3, doing these practices, maybe even more than once, journaling, checking in with yourself. There's a lot here. So please let me know how it's going, and I will see you soon.